Rolled out the red tablecloth for Masters of Spin today. Early alarms and long lines for years we've queued outside the shops for Boxing Day deals. More than a third of us plan to scour the sales this year, according to a Monash University study. But shopping habits have shifted a little since the pandemic. Almost two-thirds more people are heading online instead of in-store.
And retail's biggest day is being overtaken by major cyber sales. Some more, let's bring in our Masters of Spin, Dee Madigan and Matthew Bywater. And you know they work in advertising because Dee just asked where the champagne was.
Roll?
It's a very good question. It's a very
yes,
good
please.
question.
Yes,
Matthew, we'll start
Thank
with you.
you.
I mean, COVID has accelerated our move online. Lots of people doing their Christmas shopping online this year. Are we seeing the death of the Boxing Day sales?
No, I think it's still very popular in the Australian psyche. And if you look at what's interesting about the online sales, that Boxing Day is still dominated by the old bricks and mortar stores online, more so than the traditional only online stores, which tend to dominate more for Cyber Monday, Black Friday. So people still have that affinity and association with the Boxing Day sales with these traditional retail stores.
What about entertainment, Dee? I want to ask you about this. According to New York Magazine, it's the nepotism is on the rise. It's nothing new, but celebrities with famous folks are in the spotlight.
Yeah, look, Nepo Babies is the thing. But look, Nepo Babies has always been a thing. Jamie Lee Curtis was the daughter of what's her name and what's his name. But I mean, it's funny now. So you've got Brooklyn Beckham, who's a photographer and released a photography book, and he just
Which is atrocious.
It's so bad, and a cooking show also atrocious. It's not new, but I think people do it with celebrity kids because it gets people talking like we're talking about it. I mean, I'm the daughter of a Catholic priest, so nepotism was never going to help me.
This is like a family lunch, isn't it? This is quite lovely.
The
Eddie, you
daughter of a
continue while I
Catholic
serve.
priest. We're not going to go into the details of how that works, but Matthew...
Sorry, look, it's not my strong point.
Is the difference if you're a
Couple of
Nepo
potatoes
baby
for
who
you.
acknowledges your heritage and you actually, you know that you've received so much from your parents and you actually make that part of your story?
Yeah, and I think what people look for, there's two things I'd consider. One is, if you're a fan of the parents, you're probably going to be a fan of the child. And nothing's going to change that. So you've got that. But when it comes to performance, and as long as you are true and stick to your own level and you actually rely on actually performing well, people will follow you. It's just not really an issue. Do they get an unfair advantage? Absolutely. But they're still going to have to be judged on their merits going forward. So it gets them in the door, but won't keep them there.
And the difference is that they don't like your parents, Dee.
That is right. A problem as well. But if you think the royal family is just literally nepotism, that's what it is.
We know how well that can go, particularly at Christmas. I think there are some kids, as I was just mentioning, that actually do make it work in their favour, Dee.
So Eve Hewson, who is the daughter of the U2 guy, she's actually a really good actress, and I knew her before I knew she was a famous person, and she actually she put on Instagram, she's like, why wasn't I in this article? I'm a Nepo baby. So she actually made it fun.
And she's gone her own way.
Absolutely, and she's actually really talented.
The downside is, like, say, with sports people, because if their father or mother was a great supreme athlete...
Cheers, guys. Thank you for an amazing year of Masters as well. You've been phenomenal. We thought the least we could do is roll out some ham and some lobster rolls.
See, we're actually drinking it, by the way.
Yeah, so...
You guys are straight out of the studio, and that's not a drink, that's a swig. It's right on the cusp of a skull. Just finally, Christmas is here. Streaming services making the best of the captive audience, churning out festive movies for family viewing. Are they losing the fight, though, do you think, against old favourites?
Oh, and I think there's a lot of new ones coming out. Hallmark produce a dozen a year, so they've got a lot of new movies always coming out around Christmas time. But what I really like in recent times is all the sort of the shortcut movies that are happening, say, Marvel. They have one, Guardians of the Galaxy, where they come down and steal Kevin Bacon for Peter Field. Not Peter Field, it's Peter Quill, sorry. And what they've done is that they've got a great Christmas spirit. It's a short 10, 15-minute, 20-minute movie, but they're also keeping their brand alive as well.
Dee, favourite Christmas movie?
Don't do them. I'm all about the songs. Yeah. I'm White Wine in the Sun. I'm Fairy Tale of New York. I'm Joni Mitchell's The River.
But a hard ban on Christmas movies.
Yeah, I can't. It's a big time commitment. I'll sit and watch 5 episodes of Wednesday, but can't commit to an hour and a half.
National Lampoon's all the way for me, Matt.
Oh no, my niche is a dark British crime thriller, so you can leave me out.
Merry Christmas on that, and cheers again, everyone. Merry Christmas.
You happy if we make Masters of Lunch from now on?
And
cheers, guys.
I'm working advertising.
And credit to Pete, studio floor manager / sommelier this morning.
This is
Thank
a
you
snippet
so much
into
for that.
the advertising lifestyle, isn't it? This is how they normally roll.
Breakfast wine.
Right. Ahead on Weekend Sunrise this morning.